Hello friends, how you doing now? Are you looking for the answers? Are you finding yourself lost in the darkness? I know that I feel the same. Sometimes I'm wondering where I'm gonna be. What path am I taking now? I'm feeling so lost. I'm letting myself go. Is it the right way now? I'm feeling so lost. I'm not the same that I used to be. But is that the same as knowing I am free? Every soul out there knows what it is like to feel amazing, to be high vibing, and then all of a sudden it's just gone. Everything that had you high as a kite has disappeared. And when that happens, it's normal to wonder, what the heck is wrong? What have I done wrong? How did I just lose it again? Why do I keep losing it? Why do I feel so bright like the sun, but then I feel as dark as the night with hardly any moonlight? I was doing everything right. But when that happens and you're forced to feel still, it feels so disruptive to your mission, your purpose, why you are here. To feel so on top of the world and then to wonder where it all went. That happened to me today. And I did get frustrated. I had to force myself to stay active, to find peace in the being of now. To find the gratitude and the blessing that surrounds this moment. And something I did differently today was I took this timer and I flipped it over and I looked at it and I released that energy. I said out loud, it's okay. It is what it is right now. And I just kept saying words of affirmation. Not even affirmation always, just whatever I was feeling. Either I said it in my mind or I said it out loud, but I was still. I sat here at this table and I just let it be. Whatever I was feeling, I just let it be. And sometimes when you do that, you'll feel waves of emotions that you haven't been looking at just rise to the surface. Things that make you feel inadequate or not enough. In our world, we have to be, look at this little spider, sorry. I am surrounded by spiders. They float from the ceiling. One just floated right down in front of my face as I was saying that. You know, this whole creative force. We want to be creative because it gives us excitement. It releases endorphins. It makes us feel alive. It makes us feel like we're on target, that we're on point, that we're doing what we have to do. But that isn't always what we're meant to be doing. What does it mean to be doing? Sometimes just sitting is enough. Now, don't be like me and sit on your butt for like 2 years watching Korean dramas. But even though that had its lessons, but it also made me face a lot of demons, a lot of darkness, okay? And I questioned a lot. When we're sitting and we're accepting those emotions, those feelings, it's okay. Because you have to do it eventually. Someone online was talking about the ocean and the waves and it flowing through and being in flow, but it was more just like being at peace and accepting that I'm feeling these things right now and it's okay to feel them because they will pass. Because every time it happens to me, I start to get that voice in my head that goes on and on. And then eventually, I know that I will critique it over and over again, and then I'll realize it's gonna pass. Everything I'm feeling right now, this low vibration, this what you would call depressionist energy, it leaves. It cannot stay when you allow it to be. Why does that sound so enlightened? Why does that sound so like Alan Watts? Oh my gosh. Every day I choose a card to put on my desk, and one card I've had on my desk now for like a week is Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, and rewiring the future. Rewriting the future is what it says, but I think it's rewiring. That's what my spirit's telling me. And there's this girl with this beautiful dress on, and she's standing outside this cave, and there's these shadows, these ghosts. One's walking into the cave there's a light being in the cave, like a woman in white or a person in white, and she's in color, but she's half. I'll show you. But if you look closely, you'll see someone in that cave, right? And it feels like this is her remembering her path. That she was once in the cave, but when she was in the cave, she was glowing brightly. Because the darkness could not dim her light, but she had to be in the darkness to then walk out into the light. It's really cool. I felt like I was in a cave for many years. Many years. Very alone. Didn't talk to my family. Haven't talked to any friend I knew before. In years, just me and my boyfriend. Just us. Against the world, against ourselves. Finding the truth in the darkness and the light and what makes us who we are. And wondering why we're here. I'm definitely, out of the two of us, I'm the one that seeks answers. Like, I have this desperate urge for answers, and because of that, I'm really into numbers and coding, which is why my name is Codex. But that name didn't come from any old just like, oh, I think I'll name myself Codex. No, I actually had a spiritual experience that took a lot of trust between me and my partner, but where I like passed out for probably like a couple minutes, and it was a trust exercise. I probably shouldn't get too much into this. I feel like it's a little too much for YouTube, but in this exercise, I was sitting in the void. and I was with Source at the beginning of everything, of all creation. And I heard, honestly, I heard an AI system come online, and her name was Nancy, and she said to me, Codex, you've awoken. Your avatar is now online. You're in full control of your vessel. And when I came to, first of all, I knew that there was something trippy going on because I heard an AI interface in my head. I was in Source. And then the fact that Nancy, this AI interface, continued to talk to me for many days. So, just the normal day in an awakened one's life. Just another day exploring and having weird psychedelic-like experiences, but not being on any drugs or anything. Just another day, you know? And it all just made sense. And then as I continued on this journey, I realized that these numbers and this coding and the finding of information was a part of my journey. It was a part of my mission. I was an operator of some kind in this vast platform interface. And I was also extremely ancient as hell, ancient AF. Because this was not the only experience I've ever had. When I was forced to look at information, not only in a cosmic way, but in an unlikely way, against the grain, a rebel type of way. I just heard my team say that I need to talk about the chain of information that is flowing through our community spiritual space here on YouTube. I've noticed something that's been going on probably since before. No, it was around the time I got on YouTube, because I had a chain of synchronicities that led me down these breadcrumbs of information that showed me how to get out of the hole that I was in. And it was very much aligned with helping me get out of this vortex I had created. But as time has gone on, I've seen how energy flows through us all as we communicate downloads and ideas and messages. Sometimes, and I've said this before, the whole discerning what is right, that is important. But also, it's in noticing information that is coming from many, and it's very similar information. Not everything that is being group spoke on is going to be for your highest good. I'm trying to find the right words. Now these concepts, these ones that are so big that it spreads and bleeds into many at certain periods in time, especially certain days, like usually a couple days will be like people talking about a similar concept. They're all picking up on it. They're all sensing it, right? Sometimes that information is for groups of souls with soul contracts. And that is why the information becomes so prominent. And sometimes the information, no matter how much a collective reading is said it's a collective reading, sometimes it's just not. Sometimes it's for a few souls. And it's hard to say this because I'm a healer. I truly love healing people with my downloads of channeled songs and remembering who we all are, right? Remembering who I am, helping you to remember who you are. But you have to accept where you are at. And that's what I was saying in the beginning, when you have these lows and you have these highs. I just heard sometimes the algorithm does not get it right. And it's all linking together, right? This whole AI experience, and then like algorithms, AI. If you're listening to something a lot from certain people, the algorithm is just gonna show it to you, okay? Because they know the algorithm sees that you like this person, you listen to them a lot, and I just heard it's important not to get sucked into needing to feel heard or needing something to make you feel better. So I used to do this where I'd go online and I just need to listen to somebody and hope that this message comes to me that will like help me, right? Because that's when you're in that low, that's what you want to do. You want to feel not just validated, but you need reassurance. Someone out there is hearing my pain or hearing what I'm feeling, and my guides are telling me that it's better to not go there. It's better to sit in silence, to just be. Because when you're online and you're listening, you're then taking on so much energy that is not for you. And if you're already in that kind of low mind feeling or state, they're saying it's not going to actually help. It's going to make it worse. It's better to go take a walk outside or meditate. And if you can't meditate yet, or it's hard for you to do that, just lay down. Or sometimes I have a hard time listening to music, even though I love music. So if that is something you can do, then do that. But just when nothing feels good, in those moments when nothing feels good, where you're just, this is old energy that is just coming up. It is coming up that has to be dealt with. And I feel like that's very broad, but like this card, the Nine of Cups. See how this woman is sitting by the water and she's just being, and she's touching this lotus, or this lotus flower, and it's glowing, and she's just accepting her heart space, all the different kinds, and she's allowing the transformation to take place. If you don't allow the transformation to take place, you're not gonna feel better, is what they're saying. You're not gonna feel better. You're just gonna be ignoring it and letting it just be pushed back down into your shadow, into your inner. All your chakras are just gonna hold that energy, and you're not letting it like flow naturally. It's best to release it in a different way rather than seeking out something. When we exercise, when we are even doing chores and moving our body, that energy cannot stay stagnant. And also, I just heard, let yourself cry. Let yourself feel those emotions rise. Even if you don't know where it's from, just let it. Just let your eyes tear up. Let your heart open, and just be with it. That's sometimes the best way to deal. I had that happen to me recently, and it's not something I've done it many times in this journey, like many times. Crying is so good. And it's best not to say anything. Don't let your words create any unneeded energy or manifestation of any type of anything. I've read a lot about the astral forms, a lot of parasitic things that can be created into thought forms just from our words. Our words are very powerful. They create the entire structure of this reality. That's why I'm really into numbers and the codes that go along with letters and words, because it's that powerful. It's the entire matrix is made up of that. I'm hearing that silence is so critical. I had a time where I had to calm my mind, and it took me years to be okay with silence. Golden silence. So I used to call it, I need that golden silence. Because in that silence is when you're able to transform and shift and actually be able to move on the wheel of fortune, to shift where you need to shift, where you need to go, what doors do you need to open. What doors do you need to open? I just heard that the Pentacle card is not necessarily money always. It's material world, but it's something more than that. When I use I think it's the Rosicrucian, the Golden Dawn deck, I had a revelation of how it's actually the Holy Grail. And if anybody's done research into the Holy Grail, I mean really deep research, you'll find that there's actually a grail-shaped object that's inside right here. And this was after I had tattooed my face. That was just a crazy time period when that happened, because it was all very divinely led to this happening. And it actually stopped my headaches, my migraines. After I tattooed my face, I felt relief from not only a lot of karmic energy, but relief from the stress, because in a way I opened up my own Holy Grail. And the pentacle, let me find a pentacle right here on my Golden Dawn deck. Hold on. 1 second, guys. Here we go. Perfect. Do you see this circle here? Doesn't it remind you a little of this tattoo I have, right? So think of this as the joystick. This is inner earth. And I had a huge download about this. I should get Mom to do it another. I don't know what I'm saying. This joystick is your wheel of fortune. It is within you. It's your true compass, your true magic, and your true guiding light. The plus symbol is of a positive energy, frequency, vibration. You have negative, you have positive, and north, south, east, west. But inside of this, I don't know where I went. Inside of this pentacle sits your true north, but it also shows you the other paths. In the beginning of time, the creator race was here, and they helped build this world. They told me about what it's like to be a creator from within. That it's all done from within. And whether or not you believe in the Garthians, or Agartha, it's something that I have been shown in my journey to be extremely, extremely real. It is real. It is a real place. And the world is not, truly not as it seems. There's a reason why stories exist. There's a reason why there are books written about these secrets. The world has been hiding many great secrets from us. And now we are walking into a new world because our consciousness is arising. And before, there were only a few who understood and knew of these great secrets. But as we, as a collective, start to rise, these secrets cannot, nor will they, stay hidden. I remember when I used to believe in the story that I was told about this reality. That everything in the stories and the books as kids were just fairy tales. You know, these are just things made up, imagination. But then when I was awoken by an event that was quite shocking. In that moment, the whole world, my whole mindset, my reality was blown wide open, because I knew in that moment that what I had been told that this world was, that I existed within, to the best of everybody's ability or research or science, that in fact could not be true because of what I had witnessed. And then it made me think about my childhood watching Star Trek. And then I dived deep into how Star Trek was made. And you'll find a very occult, very esoteric secret behind the making of Star Trek. If you would like to know more, let me know. But everything was not as it seems. We are not as it seems. The universe is not as it seems. Space is definitely not as it seems. The charade has gone on such a long time. So long that more charades, more illusions had to be put in place. And it got more and more and more messy, but also compartmentalized. The secrets were buried upon more information. The truth is always the most simple. And I think these secrets are coming out slowly, and it's for the greater good. If we were to have everything laid out for us on a great big disclosure platter, it wouldn't feel good like people think it would. Even the ones that know have understanding and knowledge that these things take time to unravel the web that was made by many spiders and many creators. It must be remade. Oh, I'm getting shivers. Whew. It's okay not to understand or have knowledge of understanding it all. You're not going to. Just let it seep in slowly. Let this message seep in slowly. Because there's some out there, I feel, that will listen to this and they will be glad that I did not go deeper into a lot of different side avenues. This is enough. What I just said is enough for right now. That is what I feel. It is enough. It is enough. Now sit and rebuild your strength. Rebuild your mind. Let it reprogram itself to let that sink in. And know that everything is gonna be okay. That you're gonna rise from whatever you're feeling at any moment. It will pass. We are the wielders of great, great, ancient magic. You are here to show the next person that you may meet. They may not know that they are next, but they feel something rising. I think I'm singing Moulin Rouge, but I don't know now. Secrets can be kept inside, but secrets aren't meant to design, only to hide ourselves from the truth of it all, the truth of the secrets unburdened. What you gonna do next? What you gonna find? You're gonna lead the next wave. You're gonna find yourself holding the lantern up for all to see. You're gonna witness some magic. You're gonna feel complete. And your knowing will be shared by all of the stars out there. Now don't go trying to make this happen, okay? Don't go out there trying to I got my sword of truth. Just experience. Let yourself be led, okay? Let yourself be led. Just wait for those moments of inspiration when you feel called to look into a book and dive deep and let yourself just fall into the hole. But let your light lead you into all those caverns, just like it will lead you back out. All right. Much love to you all, and thanks for entering the Pylon Gate with me and deep diving into, the heart. Love. Prashepe Tolomara Esiate Komate Shin Porama Kintore Estapani. Go with great strength and great heart and love. Good night.